Hi, Lisa Lloyd here, bringing you strategies to move your invention licensing business forward faster. Imagine that you've created a great product prototype and you're excited to pitch it. But when you get to the licensing discussion, the company discovers that the materials and production costs are much higher than it was possible to be profitable on the product and have to pass. This happens more often than you think, and it can quickly turn a promising product into a non-starter. But doing a COGS analysis early on helps you to avoid the pitfall and enter discussions with confidence. So today we're diving into a crucial but often overlooked factor by new inventors in product development: cost of goods sold, or COGS. Why? Because knowing your COGS early on could be the difference between a product that thrives and one that never makes it to market. Stick around because I'm going to show you how to determine your estimated cost of goods quickly and safely, even if you're new to this process. Hi, Lisa Lloyd here with more tips and tricks and strategies to optimize and accelerate your invention licensing business success. Now, YouTube is an awesome free way to learn, and you can continue to support me making more free videos like this when you like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. So when I was 23 years old, I invented my first product called the French Twister. I wanted to build a huge hair accessory company starting with it. And I sold about 10 at a time in stores locally in these silly baskets with terrible packaging just to get things rolling. And after getting into about 10 or 15 stores, maybe close to 20, I decided to license instead. When I spoke to the president of Scunci about licensing it, COGS was one of the first questions he asked me about. Ever since then, I have invented to license, not to manufacture. Well, with one exception, TC Pets, the product that I was on Shark Tank with. Anyway, I learned to be ready with the cost of goods because I knew that the question would absolutely come up in every conversation. And more importantly, I understood that the product had to be made at a cost that would leave enough profitability based on its target selling price and what we know the market will bear for it. Warren Buffett said that price is what you pay and value is what you get. Knowing your COGS is crucial to balancing the price value of your product and making it appealing for both the customers as well as your potential licensees. Think of it this way. Your potential licensee will never skip a COGS analysis. They can't make a decision solely based on the merit of the problem that your invention solves, but instead they need to make a strong business case that demonstrates financial projections that are worthy of a license. And that's not possible without knowing the profitability. That's why you need to know what the cost is to make your product in production later on when you license it, not what it cost you to make your prototype. That's not what I'm talking about. So, learning how to calculate the estimated COGS helps to ensure that you're building a viable product and one that a licensee can afford to manufacture, and in fact it is even manufacturable, but price it attractively and turn a nice profit on it. So, what does COGS include? Now, typically, if you're building your own business, COGS would mean everything that you need to make your product. It would be the materials, the production, the packaging, even the shipping to your distribution center. In the case of licensing, it's only the cost to make your product, none of that other stuff. So, knowing this cost helps you to ensure that your invention fits into that potential price range for the market that you're targeting. And bonus, if your product has really nice margins, that's even more tasty to those prospective licensees. And here's a pro tip for you. When designing the mechanics of your product, feel free to use almost any material for your proof of concept. You're just demonstrating that it will really do the job that you say it will. After that, and that it will work as promised, right? But after that, be sure to think through all of the final materials and consult a manufacturer to confirm that the product can indeed be made as you envision it at a cost that makes sense. Ask them for recommendations on the most effective and cost-efficient materials for production. and get quotes based on whatever limited specifications you can give them, so that you don't need to go into having all of the mechanical drawings. For example, if you're not CAD ready, just give them the general idea, and this will of course help you understand what range that cost of goods will come in at. There's nothing worse than getting all the way to an interested prospect meeting and then find out that the deal is going to fall apart because they tell you that it can't be made in mass production. You can make a prototype, like I said, of anything, but that doesn't mean that it can be made later in mass production. So talk to manufacturers. To get a general estimate on your cost of goods, start by reaching out to a few manufacturers who work with similar products. Ask for rough quotes on the product's primary minimum viable product. So whatever the basic would be. You don't have to get into all the extra bells and whistles at this point. If there's additional features that could be added, you can have that conversation with your prospective licensee. But for now, just get a rough quote on the minimum viable product. Now, when you're getting your quote, ask them for the cost at maximum capacity. So in manufacturing, cost goes down as volume goes up. And when you license it, the assumption is they're going to do huge volume, and we want to give them the best possible price. So ask them what it costs at maximum capacity to get the best possible pricing. And don't be afraid to let them know that you just need a rough estimate on the COGS. This is a process that will give you the baseline range to work with. Now, here's my pro tip. Try reaching out to a few manufacturers, as I mentioned earlier, to compare pricing and identify the most cost-effective options. You may get different suggestions for saving money from each manufacturer. Plus, prices can vary widely, and by getting multiple quotes, you'll have a better understanding of what the range of your realistic cost of goods might be. Finally, once you have your rough estimate, be sure to include it on your sell sheet. Whatever you estimate, let's just say you estimate it's going to cost $5 to make and the retail price would be $20. That's a good range, 4 to 1. They're still going to go back to their team, who are then going to go to their factory and get an estimate on what it will cost to make. In order for them to make you an offer, they have to make a good business case, and determining the profitability, as I mentioned earlier, is how they do that. But you help make them want to do that if you have an idea of what that estimated cost of goods is, and it will come up in those conversations. So here's my pro tip. I have this free template under my sell sheet training, and I'll drop a link below to the video that goes with it. But as you can see, there is a place for what I call back office bullets. After you've explained the problem and showed them how your invention solves it dramatically better than all of the competition out there, this is where you share what work you have done so far that will help them make a business decision on the cost of doing business with you. So this is where you'll have, if you have CAD files available, which would be your engineering drawings or prototypes if you're patent pending or patented, but also this is where you would list your estimated cost of goods. Of course, like I said, they still need to go verify all the information with their manufacturer, but you've helped them make the decision to take it to that next step. So go get your COGS estimate and approach licensing like a pro. Having this info will boost your confidence and your credibility. Now, I know that being an inventor can be tough and really confusing at times, especially if you're scouring the internet and going on YouTube looking for all the answers to your questions and trying to piecemeal that together. But I'd love to help you. Just drop your questions in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Or if you'd prefer to have more one-on-one advice, then book a free call using the link below. And if you're curious to learn more about my Ninja training, then please check out those links below to learn more about how I can help you on an ongoing basis with the Ninja Inventor course. Let's tackle this journey together and turn your ideas into reality.